health,
agriculture,
education,
environment,
social welfare,
community development,
cultural programs,
music.
all active right here
On Radioactive 90.4 megahertz.
Get active!
Hello, this is Pretty. The Pretty Beyond Talk Show is a platform to speak out your mind. I feel every person has something wonderful and unique inside their mind, which may be worth listening, and it may be motivate or inspire others. Pretty's talk is about fitness, inspiration, motivation, sharing knowledge, and celebrating womanhood. Stay tuned, stay connected. This is Pretty with loads of love.
Welcome to the Pretty Beyond Talk Show. I bring people here in front of you who has something beautiful in their mind, in their heart, which may motivate or inspire you, or maybe it's worth listening. I am the host Pretty Beyond.
And today's guest is Dr. Ashu Shah. Dr. Ashu sharing her experiences as a doctor during this pandemic. Welcome to Ashu.
So how is life?
Life is very tough. We are going through very tough times. We have lots of pressure, so many patients. Hospital beds are chilling right now to get every patient because. So I feel like every organization, every hospital and government, everybody should come together. It's a multidisciplinary approach. It is not like one
person cannot change anything. Yes, together we have to do. Yes.
Yeah, we can fight this COVID together, and there are new American guidelines also on COVID, and which we are following up. And with those new guidelines, we follow every day, and becomes easier than earlier. But what we face right now, the night when we do 12 hours job, and when we go to our place, and again we get many calls, about 20-30 calls in the night. Is not easy to handle. And that I request government. There are every ward is having a corporator. They should give them the night shifts, and every ward should be capable to take patients' calls. They should know that availability. They should come forward right now. Because we do 12 hours job. After 12 hours job also we...
your body also, yes. Human body need rest.
Human body need rest. And I think since 15 days I don't had good food and good rest, because I am taking all protein powder and some dry fruits and we don't feel eating. And I completely understood well why I choose the doctor's profession to care for people, to save more lives.
Correct.
And we have been great supporters, messengers who died alone, hearing their family's voice in the phone. We have had that, tales. We are also at the end human beings.
Correct.
So when we do 12 hours job, and again we have to do for 12 hours, I think we are human beings. We can't take 24 hours together.
Yes, yes.
And one sad part is doctors getting infected, and we have to admit them in the same ICUs and arrange their beds, and they can't go home and arranging everything for them. So definitely we lose one hand.
Yes, because in between from a team, if one is infected, so it is running short of people who can serve.
Yeah.
So you are not getting any special kind of support or facility. You are not getting anything.
The government, I think government is very positive, and they come and ask what kind of support, and they keep frequently meetings with the consultants. So what we are facing, the hospital authorities, they keep asymptomatic and mild symptomatic patients inside. So I think government should take strict action on those hospitals who do that, because I personally have seen, because last night also I have not slept. I have taken 30 calls in the night, and I slept by 5:30 morning.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, arranging their beds, it's not I'm not doing my doctor's job. I'm doing as a human, I work as a human being.
Got it.
I have been treating free of cost many cancer patients, and through that connections, I have many connections. And problem is when patient comes to us as a COVID patient, for example, cancer patient turns into COVID, and they from the family, and family is in quarantine.
So there will be no one to look them after.
Yes. Patient will be totally with the hospital authority. The whole thing. And when they die, that part is their own people will not be along with them. Everything we have to settle from the hospital only. Everything we have to take care from the hospital only. And their family will be in quarantine. So those are the challenges.
So they cannot come. So these are the huge challenges for the doctors.
It's bundle of challenges. I can't say you one. Many challenges. It becomes very tough for us actually because we have been treating them. We have the attachment 15 days with us, and then we may lose patient anytime also. But those things give us more anxiety. We are not gods at the end. Yeah. So I told you I understood why I choose this doctor's profession to save lives. But when I see dying them alone, so I really feel very bad. And what is happening in hospital? All higher centers hospitals should be designated to COVID-19. What I feel, the nursing homes should be dedicated to pregnant ladies. Well, it will be comfort for them, and they don't have to search for the bed. And higher center people should be always for critical care, not for asymptomatic and symptomatic and mild symptomatic or pre-symptomatic. It should be always for I feel it should be only for the higher center.
So you mean to say that there should be categories? Yes, according to you.
Dialysis center, for example, they need Victoria only because dialysis happen in Victoria Hospital or Apollo Hospital or Fortis Hospital. So they should give the timing. They should give the first priority to
dialysis
critical patient. No, not dialysis all. They should keep the priority on this critical care. So I have seen government of Karnataka have made beautifully so many quarantine centers, thousands and thousands.
So you mean to say that there are enough places are there for people?
Yes,
it is not like
it is not a shortage of beds. It is. I'll tell you how it is. If we see in whole Bangalore, north, south, east, west, everywhere they have kept quarantine centers. People should reach BBMP website. HAL also they have maintained I think 1,000 beds. Tumkur Road Exhibition Center, there also is 1,000 beds. So mild symptomatic patients, I think they should be following those quarantine centers, not hospitals. And I want to say everyone, don't be panic. Now it is not. It's not that severe how it was earlier. Okay.
That is what I wanted to, listen from you. Few words that people are panicked still.
If we are tomorrow, if I am doing the COVID screening and I am a COVID patient, I need not to be scared until my saturation level goes below 93. So we should keep the pulse oximeter at home. If we have a pulse oximeter, and we should check if COPD, chronic lung obstructive diseases patients are there, asthma patient, bronchitis. Those patients or old age patients are there, and their oxygen saturation level are going down. So they should monitor the oxygen saturation level. If it is going below 90, so then they should report to the hospital. And first of all, they should report to fever clinic where they do the COVID screening and they send them for quarantine 48 hours. But now today government has come up with a good rule and with which we are very happy. Instead of waiting for them 48 hours, now directly they can come hospital and get admission. So now they need not to wait. So I think people should not panic now. It is things are settling and treatment options are very much available. We can say many lives, but
Quarantine centers are there. Is the doctors also available everywhere?
yeah, the doctors, when we see on ground, doctors getting infected, so there are lots of hands. We have already lost lots of hands.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if they get medical college staff, medical college already they have they are doing work, very great work.
Mm-hmm.
And again, science students, they have taught them how to do the testing and RT-PCR. And many things they can do with cadets also and science students also. And doctors are visiting the places, all quarantine centers. But quarantine centers, they should be looked after doctors only. But yes, volunteers, they can work if people are coming forward.
Here I want to ask, we are actually scared of this disease now. So people who is doing voluntary work or people who is coming forward to help, it's actually a great thing. But how they should look after themselves, what precautions they should take, what you want to say about it?
We have a Karnataka consultative group. If they are associated with that, they can come and do things like that. Like that.
You mean to say that by proper training, maybe they can come and help?
And everyone advocates to build your immune system, work out every day, have Zinconia tablet. You can have Zinconia 500 mg tablet once in a day. And vitamin B6, these are water soluble vitamins. And these are good for the body, and Zinconia is the immune booster. And build your immunity, workout. And I think the workout is best to release the endorphins.
Whatever you say that Zinconia tablet you should take, is it widely available?
It is. I have given many patients and planning again to give these tablets to poor patients. So I feel everyone should build their immunity. That is the best thing we work out now. And yes, if COVID is also there, that stigma should not be there, and we should not treat patient badly or the family badly. So we should always help around him and give him a comfort, make him comfortable. And yes, things are now more better than earlier, I can say. Intubation, if it is not working out, there are tracheostomy options also. And there are prophylaxis. There are lots of treatment options, remdesivir. Remdesivir, within 6 doses, patients are doing well. But yes, only what doctors are facing challenges for the patients, the beds. And yes, definitely the hospital beds, that's a management call. And I think government should take that call. The hospital authorities, they should have this bed availability always in the record, and it should be somewhere recorded. People can see that website, and yes, it will help people.
Right. Okay. So you mean to say that people, before heading towards the hospital, they can check in the website where the beds are available, where facility is available, and then only should go and admit themselves rather than getting tough time in a one place. So there are so many quarantine centers are there where people can go and get
quarantine centers are many there, and there is no need to get panic and ask government. We don't have space. There are much space available. Please see BBMP website and you will find lots of space. Get yourself screened with the COVID-19 and be in the quarantine. That is in safety.
Okay, right.
Yeah, not to head into the hospital because unnecessarily if your saturation is below 90, then you need hospitalization. You don't need your oxygen also, we have arranged for many quarantine centers and COVID care centers, oxygen. They're doing well there. But right now, who is the diabetic patient, cancer patient, kidney dialysis patients, those patients, they need higher centers, they need higher centers, they need ventilators, they need ICUs, so they need that isolation, definitely.
Because they are already suffering, and more than that, when they have a COVID, it is difficult time for them.
And I have been in government hospitals also giving my service. Because I am right now away from my family because when I see COVID patient, I can't go to my house. So I stay away from my family, and we have taken a separate this space. And Sundays, I have been many Sundays I have dedicated to government hospitals because definitely there is a lack of staff. We can't blame anybody now. This needs multidisciplinary approach. This is like, we can't blame you and you can't blame me. We have to see where we can head, where we can lend our hand, help people. And even I have my daycare, even I have my duty, even I have my other things around, poor patients, treatments, that work. And apart from that, I have been in government hospitals and giving them at least Sundays.
I know that you work with the cancer patients mostly.
Yes.
So what challenges are you feeling? Like, are they prone to, affected more towards the COVID?
The beginning, why I have seen many COVID patients, because in cancer patients only, they turn into COVID. So their immunity level went down, and then they became a COVID patient as well as cancer patient. So we have stopped that time chemotherapies, and the challenge was to get them back first. So that was the challenge, and so now many patients we have said they are back to their families, but I can say 60% patients are cancer patients, under me, who got affected with COVID-19. Dialysis patients, they are more prone, and the diabetic patients, immunocompromised, immunosuppressant, as I told you earlier also. So I am into oncology, but why I did face COVID-19 patients, because of the cancer patients, their immunity went down.
What do you want to say towards the people?
There are many disinfectants have come up in the market. Only 3 things we need. One is the mask, hand sanitization is very must, and physical distancing, social distancing.
Okay.
But yes, during this period of time, because the pandemic is unsafe, if you are visiting hospital, please wear N95. If you're visiting, if you're going along with someone.
Okay. So at that time, N95 mask is very important.
Not important in the market, but when someone in your family is a patient, for example, any patient you have, they're in the isolation, they should wear an N95 mask.
Okay. Suppose here
you're visiting, you're visiting the hospital along with them, just wear that time N95. Other time you can wear cotton wear, nothing will happen.
Okay, right. So here I am just telling you, suppose somebody had a COVID patient and they are in their family, or maybe, by maybe neighbor or something like that. Do we need to scare a lot, or we can deal with it by taking precautions? What do you say? Is it?
Yeah, we can take, absolutely. We can take precautions, and that's all, wearing mask and hand wash and physical distancing. If we have in the locality, I think now every locality has got a hospital, and every hospital has a COVID patient. So there is no need to get panic. Only follow these 2 norms.
Right.
Sanitizing hands and washing hands frequently is very much important, and you can keep pulse oximetry also at home. If we have a chronic obstructive lung disease patients like asthma, bronchitis, cancer patients, diabetic patients, stroke patients, so we should keep, some patients are bedridden, so we should keep checking their oxygen saturation levels. If it is dropping till 93, 94, then definitely they should report to any hospital, because all hospitals are now designated to COVID-19. And the chain smokers from 18 to 35 years, I request all youngsters not to smoke currently, because you may lose your life. Be safe, build your immunity, don't abuse your health. And yes, of course, for healthcare fraternity, this is very tough time, challenging times, and all doctors are stressed already, exhausted, tired, frustrated also, because we see our own doctors getting infected, and we have to treat them in the same ICU, in the same bed, and we are losing simultaneously our one hand. And all doctors are currently, it's not nursing care is separate and doctors care is separate. Every doctor, every nurse, they are all rounders right now. I personally intubate, I hold their hands, sometimes we lose patient. There are more prophylaxis coming up, more treatments coming up, and every day we use, as I told you earlier also, through the guidelines, we give the treatment and it is going well. And our consultants, other consultants, they do very well.
Right.
But yes, only the challenge is intubation. Intubation is for every doctor is huge challenge.
Right. So it is like for us, we are staying at home taking precaution. It's different thing, but for doctors, I have
done many times intubation to patients, but after that, I just was smiling, with them, and after that, after some time, I was holding their hand and going to my place and crying a lot.
Right. That I can understand. Yes, as a human.
These 6 months, that's no one in our group, they have not cried. They cried.
Right. So how you are taking precautions?
Yeah, see, the P is very must for us that time when we do intubation and when we are in ICU or when we are around, that ward. PP is must, and I always use double layer of mask. I put N95, top on that I put one more mask.
Okay.
I use double mask, I use eye cover, I cover my hair, everything.
Right.
It's easy in the PPE. We don't feel it's a normal. It's not a normal. We feel sweaty, hands, like skin will come out with the gloves and because we do not get direct oxygen. So yeah, we are in the we are covered completely.
Right. So, don't you feel suffocation sometime with this kit?
I feel exhausted every day. I tell my team also, if you feel crying, cry. Because we feel after crying normal.
Right. Have food on time, because you all are important for us.
If I say food in PP is not possible. Once you are inside, you can't take food. Because you need to scrub everything and you need to sanitize yourself and then it's not possible. And you don't feel eating.
Right. So once you go,
also take water soluble vitamins and B6 vitamins, calcium, 6,000 eye units, international units, weekly 2 tablets. Because we have seen many patients, they are not COVID, the sodium levels went down. Understood. So, but they have been treating in many hospitals as a COVID. Once they, because the antigen test, it takes 48 hours.
Okay.
That's why I advocate to people eat well on time and take salt intake. If you're not hypertensive, take salt intake. Take calcium tablet. Calcium is much important now. Calcium and zinconia. Vitamin B6, water-soluble vitamins is very much important. Easily available in the market. Zinconia is also easily available, and the protein. I think you might be taking the dals, no? Dals, protein, the cereals.
So these will help the people to get immunity little better, or maybe
it will build the immunity. Yes.
Okay. Right. So, and more than that, other precautions already available everywhere in the website, in Google, everywhere it is available. So people can Google it. People can learn from that.
There are so many guidelines. I told you, American guidelines also. There is Ministry of Health, MOH. These, if they put in the Google and they can search, there are everyday they are updating ICMR. They are updating everyday guidelines. So we will be also updating regarding these quarantine centers. And we have enough quarantine centers. People should not be panicked. Earlier treatment options was not available. That was the sad part. But the treatment option has now built up. And as a doctor, I feel doctors, they have many challenges. They are away from home. One, that is much painful because we don't see family every day.
God is serving through the doctors to us. I think you feel proud of yourself, the decision you have taken.
Becoming a doctor.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And we should be connected to our communities as well. We should never forget these three signs: live, love, and love. I think these three signs always have been with us, and it should remain forever with us.
Hope for the best. I also pray for that, and I pray your good health. So take care of
Thank you
yourself.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Preeti. Good day.
And after this pandemic, we'll meet definitely.
Thank you for your love. Yeah.
Take care.
This is Preeti from the Pretty Beyond Talk Show with Radioactive 90.4 MHz. If you have any suggestion or want to share your own incredible story, you can reach us out on Facebook, Insta, Twitter, and YouTube. Until next time, this is Preeti. Keep listening, keep loving, keep inspiring.
Radioactive 90.4 MHz. Bangalore's first community radio station. Listen up, listen up, listen up. Get active.